The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.
Warning. The following video clip contains strong language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised.
The year was 2000. The till in my family had dried up a bit. Hard times became more than just a promo. Simply put, my family went broke. $100 in a Wachovia checking account for all of us. You need a visual aid for it. My dad doing local car commercials, and not for the money, just so that he could keep the car. Then he got a phone call. You called him. You told him ECW was in town. You told him that Steve Corino was going to talk a little smack about him, and that if he would just agree to appear on camera, if Dusty Rhodes would be on ECW, you would pay him, and you would pay him well. You kept your word. In addition to the money that we sorely needed, ECW gave my father his confidence back, and I can never, ever repay you for that. Thank you very much.
This isn't about your dad. This is about you. This is about everything that you have fought for, from the bottom all the way up, out the door, back in the door, to winning the Men's Royal Rumble, to main eventing WrestleMania. In my last conversation with your dad, he told me, you, Cody, were his favorite son. But Roman Reigns was the son he always wanted.
You know, I'm just trying to win a wrestling championship, and everybody wants to make it personal. And that's what you just did, and you're not gonna pay for it, Mr. Heyman. Your boy, Roman Reigns, is going to pay for it at WrestleMania when I take those titles personally.
In this $5 denim jacket is a multi-million-dollar contract. On this contract it states Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Elimination Chamber. Now, Bobby Lashley, if you got a set of balls, you'll get your ass down here and sign this contract.
You got your wish, Mr. Lesnar. The Almighty doesn't need a second invitation. There aren't too many men brave enough to call down the thunder from the Almighty.
And I threw your ass over the top rope without any problem, Brock. So if my memory serves me correct, and I think things are going to be done into my terms right now, Brock. So I'm going to take this contract and I'm going to let my agent look at it. I'm going to let my manager look at it. I'm going to make my lawyer look at it. And then I'll get back with you, Brock. I'll take it into consideration. Are you surprised, Brock? Are you surprised that Bobby Who has one up on you?
Oh, look out! He's angered the beast! F5 to the Almighty! Giving the people what they want. Another thunderous F5 to Bobby Lashley. Well, it looks like Brock's not going to stick around for an official acceptance.
Hello everyone and welcome to the PWC Monday Night Machismo. I'm your host Jimmy T and my co-host, he's back at it once again. He's the evil one, Dr. Jeff Lippman. Welcome back to the Machismo, man.
What's up everyone? I showered for you today.
Yeah, you did. As a matter of fact, you did. I thought I was telling you, I could smell you all the way down under, dude. That sounds bad.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, you're always sniffing my down under, right?
My down underpants, right?
I don't wear
anyway.
underpants.
Oh, neither do I, Jeff.
Underpants are for weaklings.
Free balling, baby. Anyway, let's not talk about balls or underwear. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw because it was a pretty eventful sort of show, man. I mean, we had the Cody segment, which I'm going to ask you, was it blown out of proportion? Or was it really that good?
I think everything's blown out of proportion these days. But it was good. I mean, I'm just happy when Raw is not a chore, and Raw this week was not a chore. Raw was pretty good. So
it was.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, how great it was." I mean, it was nice / not nice to see Paul Heyman, almost weep in the ring. I mean, because it's good to see the emotion, but. Come on, he knew what was coming, so
right.
Keep your kayfabe, man. You're an actor. That's part of your job. So, but maybe that was part of the acting. Was he was supposed to look like he was weeping, and then he went cold on him. But yeah, I thought.
Well, I call bullshit. A lot of people were saying he was really in tears. For example, Don Tony. I say he wasn't. He didn't look like he was literally emotional. I mean, sure, it would have been touching, but emotional? I don't know about that, man. It's Paul Heyman we're talking about.
If this was something that was not prepared for, I might believe it, but it was so obviously prepared for. So I'm with you on this one. I think that it was crocodile tears. Now, maybe there were real tears at some point, like earlier in the day or early in the week when they started thinking about it and writing it, but on Raw, no. I think that was part of the rope-a-dope. I think that was part of the traffic.
And they were talking facts. I mean, I remember Dusty back in 2000 in ECW. I mean, remember he was wearing the good old jeans and the singlet. You know what I mean?
What if I told you about ECW?
I know, you hated it. I get it.
No, I never watched it.
Yeah, well, you know what, man? You should go back on it in a way, dude.
Listen, It's bad enough that I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not going to go back and watch old wrestling. I'm just not doing it. I mean, on occasion, I'll watch some Road Warriors squash matches.
I was going to
I'll
ask
watch
you.
the Russians against the Road Warriors, or I'll watch the NWO thing. And every now and then, I'll just get in the mood to see Brock Lesnar kill John Cena at that SummerSlam match. Beyond that, I'm not watching reruns. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, look, personally, I love going back on the old school stuff. I tried even at one stage going through all the Raws and Nitros from, like, obviously Raw started in 93. Those 93 ones are kind of tough to watch. So I started from 96 and up with WCW. Mm-hmm. And I got up to about 99, and then I've just given up.
That was actual wrestling a week I watch. 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of Dynamite. This week there were 2 hours of MLW. The 1 hour was a complete rerun. An hour of NWA. Then we've got 2 hours of SmackDown, an hour of Rampage. Where is this free time supposed to come from to watch other wrestling?
I know, it's crazy, man, and it's true. I mean, it's funny because I've said this a million times, but when I was young, I wanted more wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't get enough.
Some type of pay-per-view event, like 2 out of every weekends a month.
That's true too. No, you're right. I mean, it's too much, I feel. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been...
No. When I was young, yeah, absolutely. I wanted nothing but more wrestling. But when I was young, I also didn't have a job, a life, and it didn't matter. And unfortunately, who the fuck is calling?
If you need to answer that, answer the phone. Answer the phone. Just in case.
I don't even know what that telephone number is, so it can only possibly be spam.
Okay, so it's not anything important, 100%, right? He's the first.
Apparently, there's a criminal on the loose.
What? Is that what the call was for?
Yeah.
Wow. We don't get these calls, man.
It might be a storm threat. I don't know if it's a criminal.
Interesting.
Near and in the surrounding area should shelter inside and stay out of sight with doors locked for safety.
Damn.
Yeah, I think that.
Lock the doors, Jeff.
It's just saying Baltco alert, so it's not telling you what the alert is. But there must be a shooter. There must be a shooter.
Damn. Must be very close.
I mean, it's probably just Baltimore County, but yeah, Baltimore County is huge, but.
Well, yeah, so that's outside the actual, city of Baltimore per se, right?
Baltimore County pretty much surrounds Baltimore, almost like a horseshoe, but like a horseshoe with like a big triangle on the top. And then there's water on the south, and then there's also part of Anne Arundel County where you get into the airport and stuff. But could be west side of Baltimore County, but that's also like 1.5 to 2 million people live in. Probably 1.5 million people live in Baltimore County.
Wow,
a lot more people live in Baltimore County than Baltimore City.
That's becoming a thing pretty much everywhere now. I've noticed, even here, man. A lot of people are moving out. You know what I mean, into the burbs. I mean, let's be honest. It's nicer, man. You want to live like I know per se. Like I live pretty close to downtown, but like. You know what I mean? I can't stand it, especially I'm right next to a highway and the pollution.
I heard all about Melbourne from the GOAT himself, John Cena. He said,
yeah.
the coffee is nice and you have a nice park. Okay, terrific. Awesome.
He's always down here, dude. I posted
that's the best
that earlier.
He can come up with. He goes to a city and he says,
dude,
look, coffee's nice and there's a nice garden.
Hey, look, we're known to have some of the best coffee in the world in Melbourne, dude. Definitely in Australia. No, really, for real. We've got a real coffee scene down here. Not that I give a shit, because I'm not really a coffee drinker, believe it or not. But Cena, I mean, look at him. He was sweating his balls off. Let's be honest, dude. The last thing he wanted was to be asked, especially about Melbourne.
I'm just saying that, like, you could come up with something better than coffee culture and the gardens.
I mean, look at the fucking reporter, dude. She was marking out, obviously, clearly.
Oh yeah, she was digging his. She was she couldn't see him.
She couldn't. Yeah. Definitely couldn't. That's true. Well, let's get back into Raw though. As long as your doors are locked, that's all that matters, Jeff. I mean,
what's the difference?
And La Sicaria is not in the building, so you got
I know my protection isn't here.
yeah, no Sicaria.
I've never felt
in
more
the house.
vulnerable in my life.
You need the you need the hitman, man. Oh, well, the hit woman in this case.
That's right.
But Raw, I thought before we get to the start, I just want to go back on the Cody promo. Cody, the way where that was placed was perfectly and obviously strategically placed because it was at the top of the third hour, and yeah, I mean, do you know the ratings? No, because I lost the track of thought there.
Right.
But do you know what the ratings were for that segment? Because usually they lose a lot of viewers.
I don't know what it is for the quarters or for the hour to hour. I know that the aggregate was 1.866, which was down considerably from the week before after Royal Rumble.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know, if they started strong and ended weak. I don't know if they ended strong. I do know SmackDowns though that the quarter with Roman, like it actually went up as the night went on. Like the segment with Roman had like 250 to 300,000 more viewers than the segments before it. Yeah, like the last three, like basically from 9:15 on was the strongest parts of SmackDown, which is odd. Usually the shows sort of go straight down.
Interesting. Well, Homeboy's in the chat saying, Yo, what up, Homeboy? You're always around, man. Go check out his show, by the way. Great show.
Right. He's just not able to contact someone by regular means, but he's a man of mystery.
What's with the friggin' West Coast friggin' internet, man? Particularly in Cali. God damn it.
He just doesn't want to be rubbed out like the first 87 Homeboys.
That's true. Actually, there's actually a story to why he's called Homeboy 88, but
he was
that's
born
not
in
for
1988.
me. No, he's a lot older than that, actually. Just quietly. He's older than me, actually, Jeff.
Whoa, my God, fossil.
He's a fossil, dude.
Practically
but not quite
dead.
as, but not but not quite as old as you, though, Jeff.
But I'm undead. I'm like, I'm like I've been a vampire for years.
True. I mean, look at you, man. Not even a fucking wrinkle. I'm so
no,
jealous of that shit.
No wrinkles and no color.
Yeah.
I'm actually builder neutral.
Well, it is
winter.
winter.
All made the same. Builder neutral.
It is winter after all, man. So we can cut you some slack.
This is all year round. What are you talking about? You see me all year round, practically every day.
We'll get back to that during your summer. But anyway, we start off Raw with the Judgment Day, and it was actually Edge. Sorry, first.
Yeah,
and Beth Phoenix.
That's why I made that face. I'm like, huh?
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you at the time. I'm looking at my notes. But there's no Rhea Ripley though coming up. But before I get into that, let's get into the actual promo because let's see where Edge begins on the mic after a video recap plays and tells us it's good to be back. He's the king of comebacks at this point, and it's getting silly. And they're here for one reason: the Judgment Day. They're his fault, and the idea was to elevate talent he felt deserves it, and it worked. All of Judgment Day are in a better place than they were a year ago, which is true. I'll give him that. I mean, let's be honest, Jeff. They are in a better place. You don't think so? I think they are. I actually think they enjoy each other.
Rhea are.
Yeah, you admitted it. See? Hey, give credit where credit's due. I think Dom is actually... Like, he's found who he is. I actually think he looks better now than he has previously. Honestly, dude, I think Dom is doing all right.
He looks like a conniving twerp, and he is a conniving twerp. The problem,
and he's good at it.
Trying to make him look like a wrestler, like he could actually hold his own with anybody, like his undersized father could, and that just wasn't working.
I dare say he's a better mic talker than actually Rey Mysterio, dude.
Rey Mysterio was never good on the mic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's sort of a low bar, but yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, at least in this character. I mean, before this character, no, but in this character, yes, sure. But Rhea's a star. Priest could be a star.
I think he's getting there, kind of.
He's back on. Slowly. He's back on the upswing, but that could stop at any time. But I hope it won't.
I hope it won't.
But Finn's exactly the same. I mean, if anything, Finn's worse because he talks more, and the more he talks, the more you realize you don't want to hear him talk.
And he's a conniving fucking little prick, if you know what I mean. Like, and the way he loves, like, ha ha, like, you just want to slap the guy, man, straight up. Like I just want to grab his little punk head and just.
Well, I have a suggestion for him. He should try a laugh like this.
He was on a roll, mind you, with those laughs. But anyway, I mean, I'm sure you checked out Seth Rollins' promo about Phil.
I watched. Oh yes. So yeah, he said he's a cancer. Stay away. I quite agree.
But did you see the video of him actually talking about that with Houseman?
No.
Oh, it was funny because he started off with even in an interview that's not WWE related. But anyway, we continue on though because Edge says, and that's a good thing about how they're in a better place a year later. He puts over Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley over in turn before damning Dominic Mysterio with faint praise. He tells of how they waged war back and forth leading up to Extreme Rules, and he knew Finn didn't have what it takes to make him quit. But then they brought Beth into it, Jeff.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of man that is not used to feeling helpless. He gives Judgment Day a golf clap, which was funny.
Oh, I remembered who her hair's a homage to. It's David Bowie when he was doing the Ziggy Stardust.
Didn't I say that?
It might have, but like we forgot at some point, or somebody did. Anyway, yeah, it's David Bowie, and it's ridiculous enough already, woman.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. She looks fucking jacked, man.
Yeah, she does. She looks like she's back in her glamazon days, and not in her suburban mom days.
I dare say. I mean, let's be honest. Does Edge and Beth Phoenix look like a bit of an odd couple in a way?
I think all couples look like odd couples.
No, I get you, but some really suit. These two are kind of weird for me.
Aren't they both Canadians?
Beth isn't. Edge is, obviously.
Really? What's Beth?
Well, she's American, first of all, but I don't know where she's from, but I'll find out right now. I know she's American, though, 100%.
I know they live in North Carolina now.
I knew that, too.
They live near the two turds.
She's a Polak, too, man.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, damn. Where's she from? Buffalo, New York.
Ooh, that's practically Canada.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty close. It's on the border, pretty much. But yeah, that's weird. Buffalo. Is it true Buffalo's becoming worse than New York City? What's going on there?
No idea. I have no idea what's going on. But nobody in the United States knows anything about Buffalo except people in Buffalo who insist that Buffalo is part of the United States. And we do know that Buffalo Bills are good now. But beyond that, nobody knows anything about Buffalo except that it's near Niagara Falls. That's it.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, back to the golf clap, and he says...
And I've been to Buffalo, and I didn't even know I was there.
A lot of people... Really? Yeah. I think you've told me that, actually. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the golf clap, he says he's a vindictive, cruel bastard who will sink to any level to get his pound of flesh. And this leads to Phoenix stepping in. She challenges Rhea and Finn to finish... Enter Judgment Day, and then Finn Balor cuts an annoying promo about how it might be time for Edge to hang him up, and Dominic says they better run before he does to them what he did to his dad at the Royal Rumble. Then Damian Priest agrees and promises the next beatdown will make Extreme Rules look like child's play. He then stumbles over his words, which was bad. Everyone's doing this week in, week out. Heck, I did it tonight.
Yeah, but we're not professionals on live TV.
True. That's true.
We're clearly not professionals on live YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
It happens. Come on, it's live. It's I don't want to call it live TV. Or I guess it kind of is.
We don't have prepared promos.
True, and we're still fucking good. See what I mean? That should tell you something. But anyway, he stumbles over his words and almost says he's going to enter Money in the Bank rather than Elimination Chamber, and claims he's going to win the United States Championship once again.
Do you think it's a spoiler? Do you think he slipped over his words? Do you think that he might be winning Money in the Bank?
Well, I can see how he probably got confused because Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. I know it's not exactly the same thing, but it's kind of similar.
Words,
right?
One's this month, the other's in 6 months. Sure.
That's true. But whatever, I mean, I've noticed, like, the Miz,
Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. Both 2 words, exactly.
Anyway, Dom wishes Ripley were here to see what they're going to do, but she's busy traveling the world to promote WrestleMania. Actually, as a matter of fact, Dom, she's in Australia visiting family.
Yes, we know. Everything's Australia.
I know what's going on. Everyone's coming down here for whatever reason. I mean,
everyone's coming down there.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, I think Edge then points out that Damian Priest said he didn't want a leader, but
is that true?
What?
Well, know if that's true.
What about what coming in Australia?
If everybody's coming, she said something. Because I have my doubts.
Jeff, I know everything's penis in this, but you know. Homeboy88 says, no joke, I'm having Brendan Meltzer on next week, and he's writing a book about the new era of wrestling, so I'll let you know when it's released. First of all, who the fuck is Brendan Meltzer? Is he related?
Dave Meltzer's son?
Yeah. Who is that? I mean, and he's involved in wrestling typically? I mean, come on.
And he's writing a book? Who reads books?
Who the hell is this guy? I've never heard of Brendan.
Right. That was a weird brag.
That was. Whoever that is.
Meltzer. Did you go to middle school with him? What's the...
I know Homeboy's thinking we're supposed to know who this guy is. The only part we do know is the Meltzer part. The Brandon part.
Knows who Brendan Meltzer is, let us know. I mean, is that like a combination of Brandon Thurston and Dave Meltzer?
And I'm pretty sure if he was famous, we would know him, right? I mean, technically. If either one of us don't know who the fuck Brandon Meltzer is.
I don't know, but great get, homeboy. Congratulations on that. Make sure you let us know. We're going to promote the hell out of it.
Brendan Meltzer to the moon.
That's right. Meltzer hardly vanilla.
Oh, shit. Anyway, Edge points out that Damian Priest said he didn't want a leader, but he is following Finn around like a lapdog.
Exactly. Didn't want a leader, and now they have another leader and a stinky leader at that.
That's true.
He's talking about how we used to be in the Bullet Club. No one cares.
Yeah, I know.
There's been like 52 leaders since you.
I will say, though, the one thing I do like about these guys as a group, including Finn, is the fact that they seem to all like each other legitly, man. Like, they're actually happy to work together. And that's a cool thing because it actually pays off on television.
I think Finn is still a zero, so, you know.
Well, speaking of zero, I think you're meant...
Go on.
Well, I think what you were meant to say is that Balor is a dollar store Jamiroquai. That was gold.
That's exactly what I was planning to say.
That's exactly.
I know Jamiroquai and I know Virtual Insanity. I don't know what Jamiroquai looks like, so I don't know if
he doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like him. But what he was wearing was very Jamiroquai.
Oh, okay. Well, like he said, kids look it up. So okay.
I bet you today's kids don't even know who the fuck Jamiroquai is.
I have to be honest. I only know that song, and I didn't know. I wasn't sure Jamiroquai was a person or a band or whatever. But,
no, it's just a person.
But I like that song. Virtual Insanity is a good little tune.
Sure. I mean, he's had a few hits, man. But he was so yesteryear now. He's passé. No one cares about Jamiroquai, let alone anyone from your age group down to about my age group. Yeah, probably don't even know who the hell he is.
That was absolutely a CTE reference. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That was badly put. That's true. Anyway, and the problem, though, I'm going to continue after the Jamiroquai comment. And the problem is they drop each other faster than ex-con dropped his drawers in the clink. Get it? What's with all the fucking poofy suggestions lately? I've noticed. You know, very low key.
Hey. Who is Edge?
What do you mean? Who is Edge?
Who is Edge?
I don't know. Who is he? Edge?
What's his catchphrase?
The Rated R Superstar.
There you go.
Okay, but is he the Rated P Superstar?
No, he is. Listen, the rating of R encompasses the P.
Ah, good point. That's true. I mean, that's
you can't get to R without going through P.
Anyway, there's been a lot of those type of comments, which is funny enough.
Well, what do you expect when Dom did Hard Time for those 3.5 hours?
Yeah, I'm confused, dude. I must have missed 1 week of Raw at the time, right? Because I actually must have missed him being in prison. I mean, at the end of the day, he was always on my television screen. So when did he actually go to prison?
It was the second time there was a home invasion.
What happened
for Christmas instead of Thanksgiving. He went into the house. He caused a ruckus. They wouldn't let him pass.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, okay, so it was for that.
Arrested him, and it was never on Raw. It was all.
Yeah, it was on online. Yeah.
It was bailed out the next, the next morning, or 3 hours later, or whatever the storyline was supposed to be.
That is so sad. But then shouldn't Rhea have been in jail too? Then supposedly.
No.
Okay, that's odd. But anyway, back to draws in the clink.
You can't put an Australian woman on a work visa in prison.
That's true. She would have been
county.
So, she would have been deported.
It's an immigration sanctuary city.
Well, anyway, it's fitting though, given how many times he's tried to screw his dad over, which is kind of yuck, I think, because with the double meaning after dropping.
All right, come on.
I mean, come on. Anyway, Beth then takes over and says Rhea's not here tonight because she separated her soul out of her body. Dumb comment. But she didn't come here to talk. She came here to beat Rhea Ripley's ass. And since she's not here tonight, Phoenix pinches herself an edge against Finn and Rhea at Elimination Chamber. Almost did money.
Everybody said this was going to be a WrestleMania. I'm like, Finn Balor ain't having no match at WrestleMania.
You truly believe that?
Not with Edge and Beth Phoenix. If anything, it's going to be Priest and Ripley there. But it's the WrestleMania match is Damian Priest versus Edge. It's to finally put Damian Priest over.
I hope so. I mean, I hope. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, Balor asks Dom if he thinks Rhea is in. He does, and he accepts the challenge. That is, if they make it to Elimination Chamber. A brawl then breaks out as Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford make the save, and Beth Phoenix hits a glam slam on Con Dom.
That's right.
And then we go to a break, and then we get the first match. So what do you think of the overall segment? It was pretty long.
It was pretty long, but it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was an okay interaction, and some of what Edge said rang true. But yeah, it went a little bit long, and unlike you, I don't feel like Finn feels like he belongs to the group. Every time I see him there, I'm just like, they could have cast this with like almost anyone else. Edge is right. It never made sense when they tossed him out and they brought Finn in. It just never made sense. And
it didn't.
And we're all ignoring it because Rhea Ripley looked like a star, and the Dominic thing has been funny and amusing, and people like it. So we're all ignoring it. But Finn is the odd man out. Finn is like my description of Shane McMahon. There ain't nothing dirty or gritty or Judgment Day about hard edge about Finn Balor. Finn Balor's a pretty boy. So anyway, but the segment was fine. The Street Profits with the rescue was, I don't know. The Street Profits feel very sort of over, and I don't mean like over like the crowd loves them.
Like overdone, right?
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ford's got to tone it down because he actually has the potential, and he's been working on the build and everything. But his personality just annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, he's over the top now, especially the way he ran behind Dom, if you know what I mean, where he was like sort of doing the penguin.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny, but yeah, he's over the top, sometimes way too over the top. Just chill out, bro. Just no need for all that shit.
You're 6'4.5" tough guy. You don't need to be comedic when you're there scared of a guy. When you just tap him on the shoulder and it scares, like walk up like you don't have a care in the world, not all dipsy doodly. I don't know.
And a former Marine, mind you.
I just wish that his on-screen persona was a little bit more like Dawkins and a little bit less like Ford's without the anyway.
Jinder Mahal in the chat says, better entertaining segment than a 20-minute flippy match. Yeah, I agree.
Well, depends on the flippy match, but I know what you mean. So anyway, so this is fine. So what was the match? It was a
Dawkins against Priest. Dawkins against Priest in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
Right,
and Dawkins actually impressed me. Actually, this was a hard-hitting match, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but this is a lot like Takeshita versus MJF or whatever. You know who's gonna win, so it's no big deal. But the match was fine. Dawkins has definitely improved. He's leaned up a lot.
Leaned up big time.
I'm sure that rating on the PWI 500 of being like 494 or 487, whatever, really hit him hard. Was
he really that low?
Yeah, I mean he was.
Wow.
He was in the the bottom 15 of the somewhere. He was above 485. He was. It was embarrassing.
What about Montez?
Much higher up. I don't know where.
Really?
Much higher up. I mean, but nobody that's on WWE TV should be, in 400 to 500.
I
Especially
agree.
with some of the people they rated. Some of the people they ranked, no one's ever heard of.
That's true. There's a lot of indie guys that are actually ranked in the top 300 even. So
Yeah.
if to be rated that low, I mean, shit. Anyway, Damian Priest ends up winning by pinfall with the South of Heaven qualifying for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Good match. I felt it was a good match and
Damian
good
won
opening
too.
match.
That was important.
For sure. After that, though, we get footage of Austin Theory rolling up to the arena earlier today. Wasn't it in his Lamborghini or something like
Yeah,
that?
he was in a sporty car. I don't know if it was a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, or
It didn't look like a Lambo, but that's what they said.
I don't know. They all look the same to me. So you're asking the wrong guy. I only knew the difference like when Magnum PI with Tom Selleck was a show.
Hey, they were great back then. But anyway, back from commercial though, Adam Pearce welcomes Maxine Dupree and the Maximum Male Models to Raw. So I guess it's official. They're on Raw now.
Yep, and she was looking like a biscuit.
You know, I don't know what it is, man. I didn't rate her at first, like in looks, just at first. But man, she has absolutely grown on me to the point where I quite possibly think she's the hottest right now in WWE, dude.
So you would give her your $1 this week?
Oh man, yeah, probably. Well, maybe even Carmella because she's back, dude.
Carmella did get my $1, but
well, there you go. I mean,
that seemed to look terrific. And actually, Massey, whatever he said, "You're dismissed." That was actually sort of funny. That was actually well done. Mansoor still 196 pounds of uselessness.
Oh, jeez. Oh, look, hopefully something happens because, look, Maxine has got some sort of charisma that maybe she can get these guys over.
We know what's happening. Otis.
Yeah, I hope so. At this point, I mean, shit. I mean, he got buried, dude. Anyway, we'll get to that. But anyway, we come back from commercial, like I was saying. She complains that the chocolate she got today was Belgian, and I'm talking about Chelsea Green, and not Swiss.
I'm like, who?
Yeah. Anyway, she wanted Belgium and not Swiss, and furthermore, she's not in the Elimination Chamber.
She wants Swiss chocolate, not Belgium, and she's
no.
Belgium, and she knows the difference.
No. She wanted Belgian chocolate. I'm telling you. Wait. Oh no, you're right. Sorry,
right.
My bad. You're right. Today look, she got today was Belgian and not Swiss. Yeah. Furthermore, she's not in the Elimination Chamber despite being able to beat most of the women in it. Come on. He points out she didn't last 5 seconds in the Royal Rumble, and then she ends up getting angry that she wants a match tonight, or she'll cost him his job.
She's going to call him manager.
Who's the manager? Is it Vince?
Doesn't matter. That's just what Karens say. Is they're like, I'm going to call.
Is she even a Karen, dude? Karens don't say I'm going to call.
I don't even know what a Karen really is. I know what it's supposed to be, but there's very little difference between a Karen and a diva. Like there's like some idea that like all Karens are like hideous looking. No, they're just
and redheads.
Women who think they're entitled, or men that think they're entitled. I mean, some of the biggest snitches I know. To me, a snitch is a Karen is a snitch. And some of the biggest snitches I know are men.
Well, you know what happens to
actually
snitches?
Most of the biggest snitches I know are men.
Yeah, there's a lot of snitches, a lot of bitches out there. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
No shout outs to the snitches, but Karen's
what? Huh?
Yeah. Ooh, what?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Right. But no. But Karens, I think of women with red hair. Red hair, like basically not red as in dyed red hair, but that orange, sandy blonde sort of.
He doesn't mean you're lovely.
Well, yeah. Anyway, next, poor bloke. We get Baron Corbin versus Dexter Lumis. Can we just get rid of both these guys at this point?
Listen, can we just worry about Baron Corbin for the moment?
Please.
Dexter's a perfectly fine ensemble player. Anyway, Baron Corbin is total garbage. They had a chance. All they had to do was do what I said, but no, they had to go their own way with this idiotic thing.
Baron.
And at least they realized it's a dismal failure. And JBL's contract was short term; they allowed it to expire. So I guess they had 120 days. That's that. And hopefully it was short enough not to put a stink or a stain on whatever JBL's legacy actually is. I am not entirely sure what it is because, depending on who you talk to, he was either the worst guy in the world or, he was, a great character during a terrible time and a locker room leader. I don't know.
It was a terrible time, dude.
But anyway.
Terrible.
Dexter Lumis gets the win. Johnny Gargano was by his side, but I think it was mostly a clean win. Now, Gargano, if you say can we get rid of him and Corbin, yeah, absolutely.
You talk about, free Ali for me, hashtag free Ali for me.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that. That's too good.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, can we say the same about this guy? I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Gargano, that is.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. Gargano.
Gargano.
Right. Gargano.
Get your ass on out of here.
Like Gone Girl.
Right, exactly.
Get yourself gone, son.
Yeah, and that fake fucking smile. Just get off my television, for crying out loud. Anyway, Dexter Lumis wins by pinfall, as you said, with a side effect. But then we get Becky in the back, who's interviewed backstage. She talks about meeting Bayley for the first time 10 years ago. She seemed sweet and kind, and she wanted to be great. And she did that by high-fiving and hugging and attaching herself to any meal ticket she could. Youch. Becky wanted to be great too, and she went after it by smashing faces and smashing wrestlers. Get it? Mm-hmm. Anyway, and kicking doors down. And Bayley apparently didn't really like that, Jeff. So Bayley separated her shoulder and brought her family into it. And she's going to teach her that was a bad idea tonight inside of a steel cage. And she's got one hand left to play. And tonight might be the night. And we go to another break.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, Becky's been on a real lull for me lately.
Bad. Dude, I think Bayley's been much better in the promo department than actually Becky has in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I like Bayley as a heel. I don't like the damage control composition of it. I mean, it has no chemistry and, it's not together. But as far as Becky's been, I mean, she's been pretty dull lately. This has been better than average for her lately. I'm not going to say it was great, but it was better. The in thing with wrestling promos is to try to bring up something from real life and turn it into part of the work. So,
right.
Okay. I mean, if that's the way to go, your own memory should be an easy thing. So this is fine. It was inoffensive. And, of course, the cage match was the main event, the match that we didn't get at the Raw 30 show. So, here they are making good on it, 2 or 3 weeks later. So no problem.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, as we come back from commercial, though, we get Brock Lesnar with a Megadeth t-shirt, mind you, making his entrance, which was kind of cool, actually. But you know what I couldn't help but noticing, dude, which was making me laugh throughout the whole freaking promo? How he suddenly got a southern drawl, y'all.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
He must have been doing that on purpose because he was in Texas.
Of course, absolutely. And you know what's funny? They probably don't even realize it, right? Actually, no, they were in Orlando this week.
Oh, they were in Orlando. That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Orlando.
It was
Texas was the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you're right, yeah. Well, anyway, it's the southeast, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so he's got the southern drawl, dude.
Is the northern border or southern border between what you would consider the South and, South New York, Florida.
Yeah, it's pretty much New York, Florida, in my opinion. You're right. I mean,
everybody
moves
Orlando's the line. Between, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and,
Georgia, Alabama, Florida.
New York, Haiti, Cuba, Florida.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a mix when you think about it. Not that I've been to Florida, but from what I hear,
you're waxing poetically here like you're an expert.
Well, no, I'm just going by. Melbourne are known to be pretty poshy.
And our Cuban cigars here are terrific.
I don't even know if Cuban cigars are actually legal here or not. I should look into that. Probably not. Yeah, I should look into that. But anyway, let's go back, though, to Brock Lesnar with his southern drawl, y'all. Anyway, he gets on the...
Lashley.
I love it, man. Bobby Lashley sort of thing. Anyway, he gets on the mic and asks if we caught the Royal Rumble and says he thought it sucked, or at least he had a sucky experience. God, you reckon? Anyway, he got his ass thrown over the top rope by Bobby Lashley as Bob finally struck a chord in him and he couldn't get Lashley out of his head. Hunting, he was going hunting, he was ice fishing. He even asked the Florida crowd if they know what ice fishing is. I guess they do. A big old steak dinner, bedtime with his wife. Nothing got Bob out of his head.
Okay, listen to me. You ruined the best part. He's
true.
like, he went hunting for an hour. He started on ice fishing for 5 minutes. He ate a good steak for 10 minutes. And then he got into bed with his wife. And 4 or 5 hours later, he couldn't think about anything but Bobby Lashley.
And he knows he's stuffed up. Right, no, you're right. I should have put it on. I should have even done the Southern drawl.
So what we learned is that Brock Lesnar needs a 4-hour and 45-minute nap after a sexcapade. Okay, good.
I mean, Sable's a lot older than him, dude.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Brock, the views expressed by Jimmy T are not those of the PWC, and certainly not me. They're totally his and his own.
No, that's just my views.
He can beat you up, and he thinks that you're a pusswad.
Oh, no,
Jimmy
I
T
didn't say
challenges
that.
you to WrestleMania.
Yeah, pal. Anyway, so he basically couldn't get him out of his head.
Where is this match taking place?
Oh, at Elimination Chamber, as a matter of fact.
Not WrestleMania. Just
okay, let me ask you, now that we keep going there, let me ask, is this all done for the sale of the company or not?
What's the relationship?
I agree, because I'm hearing people say online that this is why everything is happening at Elimination Chamber. I personally disagree.
There's 5 matches at Elimination Chamber.
Right. Well, that's what people are saying, dude. Don't shoot the messenger.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
tell me a rationale. What's the difference of having one match at Elimination Chamber versus WrestleMania? How that has anything to do with the prospects of a sale? A sale of a company. They're talking of prices between $7 and $9 billion. What the fuck does one match have to do with that?
Speak to DT about that, because that's what he claims. First of all, he's one of the people that claims that. I don't know how. I don't get it
rationale?
either.
I mean,
and he's calling everyone matarazzas for not understanding if they don't understand why.
Well, apparently you listened to him. So what did he say the reason was? I mean, he usually has a reason for what he says, and
his reason was to sell the company.
How would one match at Elimination Chamber have anything?
Not just that match. No, even the Universal WWE Championship match too.
Whoever's interested in buying doesn't give 2 fucks about any particular match.
I know.
Give 2 shits about that. All they care about.
But he's smart. He's smart, right? Because he also says if WWE doesn't end up going, like for sale, basically that's only going to happen so that Vince McMahon can renegotiate the TV deals, right?
No.
That's a way out for DT, dude.
No,
that's what that is.
Let me explain something to you. Whatever anyone else said, this is what the fact is. WWE cannot renegotiate any television deals before doing the sale, because you impact the sale if you have already bound yourself to long-term contracts with different networks.
Thank you.
So why would, if let's just say it's Disney, why would Disney buy WWE knowing that they have to placate and deal with Comcast, Universal, and let's just say Fox for the next 5 years, and Peacock, which is is part of Comcast, Universal, but they all have their own presidents and whatever. Why would they do that? If Disney wanted to buy it, they would buy it because they would probably put it on their networks.
Right.
Because one of the reasons you're buying it is so that you don't have to worry about negotiations. TVs. Now, maybe they view it as a positive, but we don't know that. Maybe the potential buyer does view that as a good investment, and they do want that cash flow. They want to get some outside money coming in. They want their competitors to be paying them money for better or for. I mean, Marvel Studios is on Universal properties, on Universal Studios. It's Disney. So I'm sure there's something there. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense that you would want to get the sale done before the contracts are negotiated, because it would eliminate the buyer pool. It would just take the right buyer who sees things the way I just described, and I'm not saying that they're not there, but it would make it simpler. So if that's what people are saying, yes, I still don't see how this match be moved to Elimination Chamber, which I don't think was ever moved because time-wise it only makes sense in Elimination Chamber.
Right.
What this match has to do with any of that? I mean, in wrestling world, is this a big match? I mean, maybe not.
Come on, it is, man. It has to be. Right, I think we're going to get a rematch of WrestleMania though. Anyway,
well, that is possible. But it's just one match, and only in like the intra WWE world would the third match of this be a big deal. It doesn't matter to Disney. It doesn't matter to Comcast. It doesn't matter to I mean, maybe it matters to Comcast if Peacock, gets 4.2 million people watching instead of 3.6, and they attribute it to this match. But why would they attribute it to this match as opposed to Roman versus Sammy or either of the Elimination Chamber matches? So I'm sorry. I think that whoever is saying that, I mean, they're right about the TV deal timing and the timing of the sale being better before the TV deal sale, but it's not an absolute prohibition, as we've discussed. But tying this one match to that is way overrating the importance of one match.
Yeah, I guess
there's
what
not
he
even
was
a belt involved.
Believe me, dude, I was also like confused why he was saying that, because to me, as you said, it does. Why would it make a difference? Why? Because it's on an Elimination Chamber. So what?
Yeah, what's the difference? I mean, WrestleMania is going to be the biggest event no matter what. WrestleMania is going to be one that has 60 or 70,000 people each night.
True. That's a fair point, man. It's facts. But I don't know why he's saying that, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's go back to the thing.
I'm going to have to listen to that part of his show.
Yeah, please. Listen to his Raw review show. He talks about it more than once. Anyway.
He always talks about everything more than once.
It was a repeat show, big time. I didn't listen to the whole thing. It was just the first half I listened to. I'm still going to listen to the second half.
I'm sure the people that listen to our shows a lot say, Jeff, you say the same thing all the time. Also, you're probably right. We probably
sometimes we do, but not really. I think we're pretty informative.
I don't think we tend to go through 10-minute exposés over and over again.
No, we don't repeat ourselves like that.
Listen,
on the same show anyway.
We don't need to be talking smack about anyone else, especially someone who's immensely more successful at this than we are. So
I think he listens to us too, mind you, and he does follow us. So there you go. Anyway,
doesn't follow me.
No, he follows the PWC network. But mind you, he's blocked my actual personal Twitter account.
This is a story that you've told a million times. So
right, yeah, but not on the same show. He does it on the same shows. Anyway, he wants to. Bob Lashley comes down and he wants to take a walk down memory lane, and he recounts their match history together. Bob won number 1, Brock won number 2, but Lashley left him unconscious, and the Rumble was their third meeting, and he eliminated Lesnar without any problem. So if memory serves, he thinks he gets to set the terms right now and not Brock. Well, Lashley ends up taking the contract and says he's going to have his
$multi-million contract, which is on one sheet of folded up crinkled paper.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant, man. But
$multi-billion contract.
Jesus Christ. And how classy did Lashley look, dude? I knew he was going to come out in a suit for some reason.
Yeah, Lashley, he dresses like $1 million. When those Hurt Business guys were together, they all looked like $1 million each.
Absolutely.
Actually, adjusted for inflation, they looked like $7 million each of them.
I see why now you cream your underpants Andalus.
I don't wear underpants. I can't afford.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Anyway, Bob takes the contract, says he's going to have his agent and his manager and his lawyer. Is that Jeff Lippman? Who knows? Look at it. And then, well, true. Tell me some information. Did you see the contract, Jeff?
I did. It was very detailed. A lot of fine print.
Oh, wow. So no point reading it, right? True.
No, all of the letters were actually done in little cutouts of Layla Gray, put together to form letters.
Shit. Anyway, he'll get back to him on it as Lesnar then hits an F5 on him and leaves the contract on him as Brock goes to leave, but the crowd starts chanting.
An attack to induce one into the yes.
I love that, man. The fact that he listened to the fans. Anyway, one more time the fans chant.
How many times has Bobby Lashley turned his back on Brock Lesnar to get F5?
A few.
Like, if I was his lawyer, I would advise him to walk out backwards,
I wonder why you say that, Jeff.
Well, so that somebody can't F5 you from behind when you're unawares.
And not F you too. Just
Jesus
quietly.
Christ, what is with you?
It's all about the Fs. Anyway.
With you, it's only one kind of F.
All right. Anyway, he can't help but oblige the crowd, and that was that. He gives him another one. But backstage, we get your boy, Johnny fucking Gargano. Gargano.
That's what you're trying to saddle me with?
He's your boy.
I declined this moniker.
Anyway, Johnny So Not Wrestling and Dexter Lumis roll up on Candice LeRae to wish her luck tonight. Fucking hell. Fire all of them.
Things aren't going so well. I know you haven't had much. Shut up! All of you, shut up! Thankfully, Dexter was shut up. And then he rolls up and he had a nice little picture of all of them. And in the back, Nikki Cross is lurking. And they finally realized Nikki Cross has been lurking all the time. And Dexter knew it all the time and didn't warn them. But I guess he didn't have a prior opportunity to draw a picture about it.
This is wrestle crap at its finest, dude. This is just, cringe. The worst thing on Raw. Period.
I have to think about it, but the Gargano, definitely the Gargano's up for it, but there was also Baron Corbin, but also Baron Corbin got dumped.
That was pretty bad, too. I feel bad for Corbin, dude, because the way JBL put him
10 years
down,
of
dude,
getting 6 figures for being terrible.
Do we get a repackage, or does he disappear pretty much?
Of course he's not going to disappear. But repackage into what?
It beats me.
What can you do with the guy? The guy has gotten away with being on the AEW exercise program for the last 4 years and not suffering any consequences. He's a douche-canoe. He's a fairly adequate wrestler, but he's like the biggest guy that doesn't look at all intimidating. He's basically been Shanky. He's been Shankified.
Shankified. Yeah. Shanky's pretty bad, but dude.
Right. Well, Shanky's a big guy that's not intimidating at all.
Nah. Again, you know why that is.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, but I'm not going to say why. But you know exactly why. You said it.
Same haircut as Roosh.
More stringy. If you know what I'm saying. Anyway, forget that because next we get a match.
Angel hair spaghetti versus regular spaghetti?
No, more like curry spaghetti at this point versus regular spaghetti. Curry spaghetti.
What kind? Like Thai curry?
No, we're talking about Indian curry.
Indian curry? What? Oh, is this your war against Indians again?
No, you know what, dude? India is becoming one of our biggest listener bases right now, dude. Believe it or not.
You can change people's ways.
You'll kick my dog. No. Shout out to all our Indian listeners. Hey, they must find it funny if they keep listening.
I don't know. Maybe they hate listen. That's okay. That works too. I don't care if you like or hate as long as you listen. Hello, Chica. Hello. Oh, I have a feeling that's a Chica. I have a feeling that's a very special Chica.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
as in your Chica?
I hope so. Otherwise, that was a little bit weird to me to be saying hello, Chica, like that.
No, Chicos.
Well, that's because that's to you and I, but it would be...
Right.
The response would be singular.
True. But in this case... Anyway, I don't know who that is, but hopefully they reveal themselves. Next, we get
muchos besos, mi amor. I better be right.
I hope you're right. Anyway, we get
that's Chabello.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now you make me want to look in Facebook just to be sure.
Chabello.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Wow. Holy shit. No way you got that right. Wait. Yeah, man, you got that right. Wow. Shout out to La Sicaria.
You don't think I know who's going to say "Hola, chicos"? Who the most likely suspect is?
I'm shocked. No, because that I know. Look, you know her obviously, but I actually didn't think it was going to be her. But there she is.
Never misses the machismo.
She says, "I am watching you."
She's always watching me. That's true.
She's got her eyes on you.
No, she meant you.
Oh, well, hello Viviana. Hello La Sicaria. I shouldn't have shouted her shoot name, but anyway, that's funny. I'm still shocked.
Right, I've been advertising her YouTube thing for the last 2 weeks.
Well, you know what? Go ahead and advertise it one more time.
Okay, well, there's a shoot interview between her and Lanny Poffo. Almost no wrestling-related content there. Complete earnest look at the man's life. He moved to Ecuador. That's the relationship. He moved to Ecuador. She's from Ecuador. So they stumbled upon each other, and he felt that she might be a useful resource to him, and I was trying to clout chase, because he's a celebrity in my world, and they did a video. It's on her YouTube channel, Vivir la Magia con Viviana. Again, it's on YouTube, and it's having a good time with wrestling legend Lanny Poffo. And just take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a fun watch. From everywhere. That's right. She's from everywhere.
No, she's watching from everywhere.
Well, that too, but she also knows all of South America.
Well, yeah, she is from South America. Homeboy says, "Hey Jeff, where were you the night Lenny Poffo passed?" That's a weird.
Yeah, well, you should worry about where Homeboys 1 and 87 were, and where they passed. All right,
Homeboy 187, brat.
1 through 87. That's right. You mind your own business.
That was a weird question. Anyway, let's go to the next match.
It was exactly the appropriate question.
Well, I guess it was perfect.
People asked.
For sure. Anyway, we get Elimination Chamber qualifying women's match between Candice LeRae versus Carmella versus Michin Mia Yim versus Piper Niven. For whatever reason, I so wanted Piper to win this match, but I get why Carmella ended up getting the win. She gets it by pinfall with a folding press on Candice LeRae, thank God. Qualifying for the Elimination Chamber match.
Mella is money.
For sure, absolutely.
She fired some shots at Carmelo Hayes. She's like, Mello's not money, Mella is money. Don't use my catchphrase, son.
True, absolutely don't use her catchphrase.
And they played with that on NXT. He kept saying, Mello is, and Trick's like, not that one. Give me your catchphrase. Mello is, he's like, work with me now.
I didn't see that, man.
Oh,
damn
okay.
it. I've got to watch it. But anyway.
NXT is just a pleasant cup of a perfectly sweet and iced tea.
Is it because it doesn't take itself so serious like every other wrestling show? Is that why you love it so much? Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I see that can get annoying though.
On a curve. It's
right.
It's like seeing like a Shakespeare play, but it's put on by your kid in 7th grade. You're grading on a curve.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess it's a positive thing. It's a great thing.
It's graded on a curve.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
geez.
I mean, it can only disappoint when it does really bad things, like Scripps.
Well, it's happened to him.
No, nobody cares. Don't mention it. Doesn't.
He's already demoted. That was pretty bad, though.
Yeah, I think he's mostly on level up, which I mean, for him that's 2 levels down. So, he was just fine as a sommelier. That was great. He was
I agree.
Even okay as Dana Brooks Paramore. That was kind of cute for like 2 weeks.
I agree. He was all right as himself, I guess.
Yeah. Him wrestling in the ring, it's terrible. Him running away from somebody and doing those crazy leaps, that could be fun every now and then. But they overplayed it, and I don't know. Vince was like, he's from Cirque du Soleil. He can do incredible things, and he can. But that it's
he's
not
a real
wrestling,
bouncy
Young
motherfucker.
Bucks. What?
No,
I'm
for
sorry.
sure.
Did I say Young Bucks?
Yeah, you did actually.
Oh, I don't know. Why did I say Young Bucks? Lucha Brothers? What? Huh?
Who? Did you say Pac?
Dante Martin? What?
What? Anyway.
Huh? Now, actually, all of those people are better than Scripps was, because I mean, at least they could do offensive holds occasionally.
Oh, true. Because this guy all he does is bounce off trampolines. It feels like.
But in fairness, he's a better acrobat than there. I mean, he's much smoother.
Oh, he can fly. He can definitely fly.
It looks effortless when he does it. I mean, I can see why people would want him around for something, but to be an in-ring wrestler, that's not the. They should if he has a personality, he should be a manager, and he should be like the annoying manager. And when the face tries to get him, he should totally annoy. It should be like a cartoon where they're trying to get him, and the guys just like smash
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, like with a big gorilla is chasing him and punching walls and stuff, and like he should be a face manager. So Brock Lesnar's chasing him and trying to punching holes through walls and doing the Braun Breaker where he runs through a wall and knocks himself out, and Scripps is like,
oh God. Speaking of Jerry, though.
Anyway, why are we talking about Scripps? Yeah,
I don't know. That's true. I don't even know how that came up. But speaking of a Jerry, our thoughts and prayers are with Jerry the King Lawler, right? I mean, he had a stroke a couple of days ago. Yeah, and
all reports are that he is improving, and I think he's
surgery.
going home tomorrow. Yeah, he had surgery. He's but I think he should be going home tomorrow. This is this is Thursday, February 9th, around 10:30. So he's supposed to be going home tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to need a lot of rehabilitation. Apparently he still wrestles. Not apparently, he still wrestles on the indies and occasionally, actually,
that's true,
fairly frequently. I'm gonna guess that this marks the end of that.
You think? I hope. Anyway, I mean, look at fucking Ric Flair. Didn't he have like triple bypass surgery and still freaking wrestled anyway?
Clearly, Ric Flair was inhabited by a very large cockroach at some point. Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair. Apparently, he lived that gimmick.
Good on him too. I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, he's really living his life to the max, and he doesn't care if he goes at this point. But more power to him, man. Whatever.
As long as he goes with a spotlight and a camera on him.
And a baby arm. Anyway, backstage we get Baron Corbin wanting John Bradshaw Layfield to tell him what's next, but JBL tells him he's a channel changer and sapped all the credibility from JBL's Hall of Fame career. He's not a modern day wrestling god.
Right.
He's a clown and he doesn't belong near him. Corbin promises him he'll do better, but Bradshaw tells him you can't polish a turd, and he'd know because he tried. Ouch,
right.
Jeff.
Listen, I know everyone is reporting that, and they're probably right, that Bradshaw, and I just said it earlier, that Bradshaw's contract is over. And that
it wasn't even a contract, dude. It was a fucking handshake deal.
To be back on WWE. But do you think that it's possible that all they have for Corbin is it a revenge match against JBL at WrestleMania?
No, how? Oh, no. Why did you even suggest that? Because now that I think about it, and I wasn't thinking about it, not even at the time that thought even crossed my mind. Could we really?
It'll be like a "you're fired" match. If I can beat you, I stay. But if you beat me, I'll never wrestle in WWE again.
Oh, jeez.
The loser leaves town match or whatever.
Is it bad for me to, if this does happen, is it bad for me to be wanting JBL to win?
No, I would want JBL to win also. But where else can this possibly be going unless it's just the end? Which is fine too.
And that's a good prediction actually, because nobody even slightly suggested that could be a thing. And if that does happen, you heard it here first, peeps. I mean, and all credit goes to Dr. Jeff Lippman.
What else is working to? And I mean, everybody works WrestleMania, right?
I guess. We got 2 nights to fill.
I mean, what are they going to do? Have a job about a royal with like him, Tozawa, and like Ali and Mansoor and Masay and
possibly
jabronis like that.
Well, it is the Andre the Giant. Andre the, what was it again? What was the other name they used instead of Andre the Giant?
It was Andrew.
Andrew the Giant. That's it. It is the Andrew the Giant Memorial Cup, right, or whatever it is.
So that's the only other thing that right now Baron Corbin could be in. And he's already won one of those, hasn't he?
I think he has. Yeah. I think was it the first one? I believe
Cesaro won the first one.
Was it Cesaro the first? I thought it might have been the second one. But anyway, who cares? Because no one cares about that match. Let's be honest. I mean, I didn't care. I'm sure you didn't, and I'm sure most of us didn't. But it is what it is. So do I. But come on, those ones sucked. But yeah. Anyway, speaking of sucked, but not quite. I'm kind of confused. I guess we're gonna get what we're gonna get, but it's the Alpha Academy in Chad Gable and Otis versus, can we say this, Jeff? The Hurt Business in Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin with Montel Montanius Porter.
They all shook hands. Both of them. I mean, or Rose by any other name.
All right, look. Wow, yeah. But let's be straight here, man. If this is, and it clearly leaks, right? Anyway, let's be real. I think if this is a reformation of the Hurt Business, right? If that's what's happening, and clearly that's where we seem to be going, it's a piss weak job of booking with these guys right now. It is. No. I mean, as in the story about the Hurt Business getting back together. It's pretty lazy, in my opinion.
What story do you need other than they weren't having success apart. Now they're having success again together. I mean, these two
They
would
could
be
put
the
a
first
little
ones
more
to join
effort.
because they've been nothing but job squad since the Hurt Business, ended.
Yeah, Shelton and Cedric, sure, but
Right.
Omos hasn't been really a jobber, and neither obviously has
But he
Lashley.
hasn't exactly been a star either. I mean, he's
true,
only
too.
on Raw every 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, for a guy who probably should have spent 20 minutes in the Royal Rumble, he's spent, what, 3 minutes? Or at least he should have spent like
something
11
like that.
impactful minutes. He was in there for like 3 minutes. They didn't
He
even
should
do a
have cleaned
giant
house.
standoff. I mean, basically, Braun Strowman just clotheslined him and out he went.
Which is bad. And they just pretend that never happened now, right? I mean, is that what's happening? We're not even going
No, it's complete canon. We haven't seen much of almost since that. I mean, so having backup or being the backup, that's his best role because he's not going to get much better at wrestling. He's just somebody. He's just like the penultimate boss kind of thing. He's like the guy you have to go through after you went through everyone else to get to. He was the Wardlow when MJF had the pick. He was like the next to final guy before you got to MJF. So that's fine. That's his role, and that's all right. If he ever gets much better, terrific. But I mean, he can just be a spectacle for a while, and then every now and then you have him wrestle someone like a Sangha or I don't know if he'll ever make it on the main roster tonight, but Dabakato or whatever. You have people of that size. Maybe he wants a rematch with Braun at some point. That's fine for like a backlash or some random show, or like whenever they mix Raw and SmackDown again and have it head to head, giant against giant. But anyway, but I mean, almost hasn't been a jobber, but whatever they've done hasn't really he hasn't really moved his status. He's sort of like Sammy Guevara. He's always in the same status, and it's just because he's sort of limited. And they don't want him to dominate over all their people, and they haven't acquired enough deadbeat talent yet. I mean, him killing Corbin next week would be fine by me. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh, it'd be fine by me also. So, yeah. Well, anyway, Hurt Business win by pinfall with the lumbar check from Cedric Alexander on Chad
Very
Gable.
exciting. I just got a
look
yes
good.
from a voodoo priestess saying that she'd be happy. This is the only white American, fully initiated Haitian voodoo priestess, and she finally said yes.
Really?
Now that's a good thing. Bad thing is now I've got to read her book. Yeah,
Hey, watch out she doesn't put any spells on you, dude.
Listen, when you are the Gardener of Doom, you cannot be fierce. Hey, by the way, I got invited to Madam X, who was on my show, and she's a witch and a vampire. She invited me to a birthday party Saturday.
Is she from your neck of the woods?
No, it's like up in Milton, Pennsylvania. It's like a half-hour past where Hamburg is. I mean, it's way far away. There's no chances I would ever go.
How long would it take for you to drive there, say?
2.5 hours each way. Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not too bad.
And by the way, it's not like I'm a dear friend or anything. You buy a ticket. It's a fundraiser. So everyone in the Rolodex is going. But there was a video attached with it. I should send it to you. There was a video because you like that. But there was a video attached of last year's events, and it's like exactly what you think, like a elegant vampire, creature of the night. I mean, they those hammock aerial aerobics they have. People like the dancers. They like from the set.
Right. Yeah.
They're like women in cages dancing.
Yeah.
You have like bloodletting into goblets. There were like stags' heads and skulls and things on the table.
There's a restaurant here, like in my neck of the woods, that does all that. So it's like a cabaret of vampires.
Yeah, well, that's what this would be, but it would be not just vampires. It's also all children, like witches, vampires, other people who identify as other types of undead, like werewolves and lycanthropes and things like that. So, but it's also, I'm sure it would be absolutely awesome if it was closer. I would go, especially if Masakari was here. I mean, I can't go to that party.
Oh, you would be perfect.
I can't go to that party
No, don't you dare.
No, she would love it. I mean, she could dress.
No, but you don't go on your own, Jeff.
No, I wouldn't and couldn't.
I know.
I don't think I would go 2.5 hours, no matter. I mean, maybe if it was like a 4-day thing, but just for
4-day thing.
Yeah, like for like a.
Wonder what's happening there.
More than one night. I mean, I've got to be back because, Garden of Doom, I love it, but originally it was supposed to be a lot simpler than it is, and because of
was it?
because of the success I've had, I've gotten really deep and really into a lot of different areas, which is great. But I sort of got away from my roots, and I haven't had like a proper Bigfoot show, a proper Bigfoot show. So, I mean, I've had cryptid people on, but it's never just been just Bigfoot.
No, I get you, right.
Yeah. So this Sunday, I'm interviewing the Bigfoot doctor, and so so one of the guys from the Outdoor Radio Network and
Outdoor Radio Network.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that, and then in March I'm recording with our very own Chris Hams about Atlantis. So
I heard the show, the skirmish last Wednesday. Great job by the both of you, just quietly. And
so how does that relate to my story? Is that I'd have to be back home by like noon Sunday, so it's not just like even if I slept over, I'd have to get up like early just to get back on time and eat a breakfast or something. So it would be likely, but like if like next year she does like in Wilmington, Delaware, which is more like an hour and 10 minutes away, we totally go.
Delaware's only an hour and 10 minutes away.
The Wilmington's only an hour, and the Delaware state line is probably 50 minutes.
Wow. Because it feels like two different worlds from Maryland to Delaware. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like 55 miles north of here. Maybe it's more, but the speed limit's 75 on 95, which means 80.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's great. Actually, that's quite fast now that I think about it, man. Like here, I don't even want to get started about the speeding here. But anyway, did I mention the herpes is win by pinfall? I did, I think. But anyway, so I guess. Great. Right, so I guess we are getting the hurt business. I guess we'll see what happens there.
It's looking that way. It's starting with the foundation.
It's looking that way, sure.
Listen, if you're right and Lashley loses to Brock at Elimination Chamber, and now he wants the rematch at WrestleMania, well, maybe he does want a little backup.
Yeah, see, I wish they did this at the Rumble, man, where all of her business came in, took everyone out of the ring. I mean,
well, they were thinking. It would just be nice if the elimination, if almost had something to do with that or whatever. But I mean, I guess the story they wanted to tell is that what Lashley told is that you walked in, I got rid of you right away, no problem.
Yeah, but then the problem is he got thrown out like 2 seconds later. So
well, yeah, that was sort of lame. But he was busy basking in his glory. I mean. Listen, he's only been in the business for 25 years. He doesn't know.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, shit. Only 25 years. I mean, that's still rookie type of years, right?
Whatever. What is he, 46 years old? I mean, he's been in at least, 2003?
Wait, we're talking about Lashley here?
Yeah.
I think it was 05 where he signed with WWE.
Well, but I'm sure he wrestled before that, right?
I think it was in OVW, for like a couple of years. You're probably right. Probably signed in 03.
So it's probably more like 20 years in the business. But, I mean,
long enough, anyway.
Long enough to know that you win in a Royal Rumble, you don't admire your work. You turn around.
That's right. That's true.
And also, you don't turn your back on Brock Lesnar, especially when you're in a, 2 pieces of your 3-piece suit.
That's true, and he did look like $1 million.
That should be a song or the name of an album. 2 pieces of my 3-piece suit.
Is it a hip hop album or a rock one?
It sounds like a blues song to me.
Yeah, true. That does sound like a blues one. But anyway, we get a recap of Rick Boogs' return and defeat of The Miz last week. And speaking of The Miz is interviewed though backstage. He says he's going to bill Adam Pearce for the damages to his $10,000 suit last week. And he's not impressed by Boogs at all as Rick leaves Adam's office and Miz asks how he got an appointment first. Boogs is just happy to be reunited with the Boogs crew, which is so cheesy. Yeah. And the A-lister tells him to cut the humble crap. And he tells Rick he got lucky and calls Adam lazy and incompetent. And claims if he was dressed and ready, he would have won. So then Pierce just turns up from behind while Miz is talking his trash. And he books the match for next week because it's Boogs versus Miz once again. And Boogs is so fired up that he's Boogsing out.
I actually didn't mind this. As much as last time, like Boogs was really annoying last time, this time I actually thought he was a little bit funny. So he's a very 80s character.
Oh, extremely 80s, dude. Even the song his theme song is very 80s inspired. It reminds me of another track, but anyway, that's not for right now. Anyway, I assume Boogs will go over Miz again.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, depends if they want to make it a trilogy or not, but I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we get Chelsea Green then appearing to tell Pierce he better make sure she has an opponent when she goes to the ring right now, or else.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And speaking or else, we do have an opponent for Chelsea Green. It is Asuka versus Chelsea Green. Man, I'm loving Asuka right now. She's so over too, man, with the fans.
She's great, and she's a heel, and she's still over.
Amazing. Anyway, obviously Asuka ends up winning by submission with an ode to Jim Breaks.
Cool. Yeah, no, this
Jim Breaks.
I heard you. Okay, I didn't think this was a particularly good match. I didn't think Chelsea Green looked all that great.
Well,
in the ring,
they tried to give her some shit in the ring, and she kind of did get some of her shit in.
Well, then maybe Asuka didn't look so good. Maybe but I think between the two, the chances of one of them being off is more on Chelsea Green than Asuka. But it's fine. I mean, I don't know what this really is. Like, is she supposed to like break and go back to the complete hot mess and get off the diva thing?
I hope so. I want it to be hot mess again. That'll be great.
But then we have like broken Nikki Cross, and we're gonna have broken Alexa Bliss, and we have sort of broken Liv, and now
why not break them all, bro? I mean, why not?
I mean, listen, I know wrestling doesn't have that many characters anymore, but
we're getting there suddenly.
That much broken. I don't know. I mean, listen, like, right now she's a
broken universe, literally.
Right, broken universe. They could use some women writers in there, I think.
Well, the amount of women they have on their roster right now, you'd think they would look into women writers.
I mean, for all I know, they have women writers. I don't know.
They probably do.
They need some that like some that wrote for like, I don't know, like
for like Meltzer.
No,
not Brendan Meltzer.
Like people who wrote for like I don't know, like SVU where you had Detective Benson or Atomic Blonde or like Marvel where like Scarlet Widow. So where you had lots of female characters, but they had to have distinct character traits for themselves.
The Mark Tards would get absolutely angry with you for saying that.
I don't care what the Mark Tards would say.
This
is not a show for Mark Tards unless they're PWC Mark Tards.
Yeah, that's a different type of Mark Tard. We love those Mark Tards for sure.
That's a smart Tard. That's a smart Tard. So
I don't know what's above smart Mark, but they're above that. They're not even smart Mark. It's even smarter Mark for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, post-match, Bianca Belair comes to the stage to survey her challenges because, she's the bestest, the sexiest.
All right. Did we mention that during this, all of the other women that were going to be Elimination Chamber sort of encircled the ring, sort of one by one?
True. Well, yeah. She says she sees 6 top-tier women in WWE. Bullshit, Bianca. No, you don't.
Right.
But who has what it... Yeah, exactly. But who has what it takes to win the Elimination Chamber? Who has what it takes to go one-on-one? Not with the Great One, but with the EST. Last year, she was in their position, and she knows what it's like.
Were you just getting jiggy with it over there? Were you doing a little dance?
I was doing a little jiggy. I was doing the Drake call me on the cell phone.
Oh, wow. That was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, and she knows what it's like, and that's how she won the title. Good on you. Good girl. She was over.
Yeah.
Very cookie cutter promo, but still.
Yeah. That's what she does. That's how she rolls. That's fine.
That's how she rolls indeed. Well, next we see Cody Rhodes walking backstage to send us to the break. But as we come back from commercial, though, we get the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes making his entrance. He gets on the mic, somewhat sort of like hoarse-voiced. It seemed like he was getting over the flu or... COVID. I don't know, man. Maybe COVID, more than likely at this point. Anyway,
seasonal cold and flu season.
Yeah, cold and flu season, right? And ask what everyone wants him to talk about. Can he stop saying that now before every promo? It's starting to annoy me.
No, he's not going to. That's totally going to be his catchphrase.
Oh, it's going to really annoy me, man. If he keeps saying, so what does everybody want to talk about?
You know what he'll stop when people start chanting, Brandy in bed. Brandy in bed.
Oh, no. And you know what? I'm going to say it, man. I don't know if anyone noticed this. He was so Stardust the way he was delivering his promos here. Until Heyman came out.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, pay attention to the way he was delivering it. He was talking like this.
I thought he was corporate Cody.
Well, yeah. But Stardust is corporate Cody, let's be honest.
Well, that's true. I think that Cody is very cognizant of his speech impediment, and so he's very deliberate in his speech about it.
But then you can really hear it, though. That's the problem. When he's very self-conscious about his speech impediment, it really comes out even more, man. It's like, Thor, what does everybody want to talk about?
Well, now you sound like Dusty.
I know. I thought of that, too.
He wishes he sounded like Dusty.
Son of a plumber. Anyway, he says last week he used his time to talk about his current WrestleMania opponent, the best in the world, not CM Punk, but Roman Reigns, as we get Sammy Chance going up all through the arena. And Cody says the crowd read his mind. Oh, please. He wants to talk about the guy with all the momentum walking into his hometown. See, he's doing that, like Stardust, at Elimination Chamber.
Right.
And he's talking about Sami Zayn. That's how he was delivering his damn words, and it was driving me nuts. Anyway, he continues by saying he says it looks more and more like he'll be challenging Sami for the title. How? And with all respect for a friend...
He's playing into that Sami's going to win in Montreal. What do you mean, how?
It doesn't come across as legit, though, and believable when he says that.
This is a good thing, because wrestlers never acknowledge that the champion could lose their title between now and WrestleMania.
Fair point.
So I disagree with you big dummy.
No, screw you. Still, I don't like it. But anyway, and with all respect for a friend, he wishes Zayn luck, and the best man may win. But then we get Mr. Extreme himself in the wise man, Paul Heyman. He does his usual introduction for himself and says the only thing as big as the week leading up to a major event is the week coming out of it. And he and the Tribal Chief have had their hands full this week. And some things have slipped through the cracks, apparently, Jeff. Like congratulating Cody Rhodes on winning the Royal Rumble. What do you think about that? Did it slip through the cracks?
Maybe. I don't think so. I didn't know it was traditional for heels in wrestling to congratulate someone on winning the Rumble.
That's true.
Right around State of the Union time.
It is what it is. Well, a handshake is offered, Jeff, and accepted. And
wow.
Cody says, yeah, it was a wow moment indeed. As Cody says his father and brother had nicknames for Paul.
His brother?
Yes, his
He has a
brother.
brother?
He has, apparently. I don't know. Who is his brother?
I don't know.
I've never seen him, but apparently he has a brother.
All right.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. Anyway, apparently though, him and that brother had nicknames for Paul, but if he'll indulge him, he'll call him Mr. Heyman. Now, what do you think?
That was quite a build-up.
Right, for nothing. We didn't even get what the nickname was. What do you think the nickname was? I think it was, check bouncing Paul Heyman.
Could
something
have been
along those lines.
The check kiter. Wasn't that around the time that the Kite Runner was a big book?
I guess.
International sensation. I read that.
Oh man!
And
Anyway,
the one after 1,000 Splendid Suns or something like that.
1,000 Splendid Suns.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, Mr. Heyman, he will call him Mr. Heyman for now because he has an unparalleled respect for him, and he thinks he knows why. But if we're going to pull the curtain back, we might as well pull it all the way back, and he has a story to tell.
Well, he told the story at the beginning of our show.
I know.
So you don't need to tell it again.
True. Good point. Just watch the intro to the show.
Right.
Actually, that's actually a good point. I didn't think of that.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, it was pretty riveting, the segment. Maybe a little bit over sort of played with the IWC. It was great, don't get me wrong.
No, it's wrestling. Wrestling is good when it has a memory. You're just not used to it in WWE.
Yeah, but to be honest, man, it didn't feel legitly emotional to me, even though they were trying to play that card.
Well, then I guess you have no heart. What can I say?
Who, me?
You.
You. Not me.
Yep. You.
Well, anyway, point of the story is he'll never forget what he did for his old man. And apparently the check didn't bounce. I call bullshit. I think it bounced.
No, I think it's all the truth. But I mean,
he didn't last long.
Just wrestling promoter 101. You pay the top guy. Everyone else gets stiff.
True. Yeah, well, that's true.
They have no leverage.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Well, next though, we come back from commercial. We get a Kofi Kingston vignette for Black History Month. It is February.
Mm-hmm. A little bit odd that they had Big E featured in it and him winning the title either.
That's true. Odd. I don't feel like WWE is really promoting Black History Month like they were in the past. Maybe they'll do so sort of towards Elimination Chamber, but right now it doesn't really feel like they're going like all out with it.
Well, listen, I mean, they have one segment each show. I think that's sufficient, but I don't think there's any secret to the audience. I'm not black, so maybe I don't feel strongly enough
really?
about it. But I'm sort of over Blank History Months period, so
careful, Jeff.
Every month is a history month for something, so it's just
well, where's Greek History Month?
Oh, for God's sake!
I want Greek History Month, man.
You could have Greek Yogurt History Month. How about that?
Why not have Malacca History Month? But anyway,
I swear, if you were American, you would have been storming the Capitol. You would have been in that.
No, maybe.
Yeah,
nah. I'm with Trump, dude. I was with Trump. Anyway, we get this match was nothing, but it was Elias versus Montez Ford in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match, and Austin Theory is also on commentary for this one. Anyway, Montez Ford ends up winning via pinfall with a frog splash qualifying.
Why was Austin Theory on commentary for the? Oh, because it's for the
United States
Chambers for the U.S. title.
Right. But why would he come out to this particular match?
Right, only this one and not any of the others. I mean, is that to make us think that Montez Ford is the odds-on favorite because we know it wasn't Elias?
I feel bad for Elias, man. Maybe we do need his Ezekiel
if
back.
Montez Ford works out of this with the U.S. title, I mean, that's sort of it for Dawkins, isn't it?
Ooh.
The only thing we could do with him is that Dawkins pretends to be happy for him and then completely turns on him, like
Wrestling 101, bro. It's going to be something like that.
And that would be interesting for 4 or 5 months, or 2 pay-per-views, and then it's done. Then what do you do?
But you're right. And I feel like it's very unfair. Come on. He's better than that now.
Yeah.
He can't talk for shit, but other than that.
Is anyone interested to see him wrestle? Is anyone interested when they see Angelo Dawkins come on their TV screen?
Just the name alone, Angelo Dawkins. Think about that.
That's a yes or no?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent to him.
Is he too good for NXT? No. They might be excited to see him there.
So what are you saying? Future endeavored very soon?
He'd be on my list.
We got to do that top 25, dude. Maybe not tonight because it's a long night for you.
Not because he's bad, just but if Ford is going to be the solo star out of it, then what's the purpose of him? Unless he's just going to be a jobber for a while.
Oh, come on.
For a while, I mean the rest of his career.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought up Montez Ford. I can see him winning it for some reason, dude.
Well, I can. They have to pull the trigger at some point, and they have a lot of other tag teams. They built up the tag team division, and I mean the Profits haven't really been doing much. All right, so listen. Now I see a tweet. It's National Pizza Day. I'm done with days and done with months.
It is?
Yeah, every day is something, and I love pizza. And
I love pizza, bro. I'm down for Pizza Day.
Sure, yeah, but who needs National Pizza Day? I eat pizza.
Yum.
I order pizza once a week, which means I eat pizza at least twice a week.
I love pizza, bro. You know what? I'm due for pizza, man. Damn. Anyway, I'm hungry now. You got me thinking of pizza. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't know if you heard this, but apparently, you can place bets on WWE matches, right?
That's such breaking news from like 20 years ago.
I know. I'm just some people don't realize it, man. You're right. It has been going for a while. And really, we should be putting money on this shit because I think we'll clean up.
You think?
I truly think that. Do
you have any money?
Well, the little money that I do have, I would throw on it. I should.
So you wasted on gambling.
No, but it's
Douglas!
dude. Now you make me look
Douglas!
bad. No, actually, she tells me if anything, you should.
She's encouraging the gambling habit.
No, not really. She hates that. Sometimes I have a punt here and there. You know what I mean? But with that, I think I would clean up. I think I would make quite a bit of money from it.
Okay. You were
honestly. Tell me you wouldn't. Wouldn't you be confident on making quite a bit of money on that on prediction? Really?
Whenever I bet, I lose.
Oh yeah, you're telling me that once.
If I don't put money on it, the same bet, I win. If I put money on it, I lose.
Then I'll be convinced that's a curse. You shouldn't gamble. Period.
I have no interest in gambling.
That's good. That's a good thing. Anyway, enough of gambling. We go to Montez Ford winning and possibly becoming your new United States champion. I can see that. So remember, we'll do a prediction show anyway because it's next week, right?
It is.
Elimination Chamber already.
Yep.
Wow.
Sure is. Yeah.
Well, post-match, we get Theory taunting Ford from atop of the announce desk, and then guess who comes in? Himself. Seth Rollins appears to take his legs out from under him with a lariat, and then follows it with a curb stomp, which was nicely sold by Theory, man. He didn't even put his... Man, he got face planted. Literally. Mm-hmm. And then we see the cage being lowered for our main event.
That's right. And Seth Rollins didn't attack anyone else, only the heel.
No, only the heel. So I guess Seth is a full-blown babyface now. White meat babyface.
I told you, once Seth came out to protect Triple H and DX, that was his face turn.
Break it down. Anyway, that is the main event. We do have Bayley and the man, Big Time Bex, in a steel cage match. I was expecting better, but we got a shocker, dude. We got Lita out of nowhere. I did not expect that, dude. When I heard that song just hit, I was like, what the hell, Lita?
Well, I did expect to be. It was all over Twitter that she was seen backstage.
I wasn't looking.
And when she said, I got one more card to play or something like that, I'm like, oh, that must be Lita. But still, it was good. The funny thing is, she did the Jeff Hardy. Like when she was going to come out and do the rescue, she stopped for the fans and did a little dance first before running down to the rescue. I mean, that's the same thing Jeff Hardy did when he's supposed to be rescued. Anyway, but she did the Jeff Hardy and then she ran down. But
is this necessary though, Jeff?
Necessary? No, but listen, I don't know if this was just for one spark. I don't know if we're going to have, I mean, Dakota Kai's injured. I don't know how serious her injury is or how long it's going to be, but it's a real injury. At least, I mean, obviously it was enough that she could work through this. So usually when someone's injured, they don't put them on TV. Right. But I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, maybe they would do like Bayley and Io Shirai against Becky and Lita. Something that's some.
I don't care though, man, for that.
Well, I don't either. But you gotta fill the card up.
I guess you do, but
I mean, could you see it leading to Bayley versus Lita at WrestleMania? I mean, that
talk has been going for like a few years now.
Well, then you'll probably see more matches. So that would make sense because I mean, Becky versus Bayley, we don't want to see that again. Becky keeps winning, but Bayley's in a big enough spot that a Legends match makes sense, and usually you get rewarded after you get beat by a legend, a la Kevin Owens. A la
so much for the reward.
Well, I mean, he's been
he's
been in the most major storyline.
True.
According to some people of all time, and he's played a major role in it, and still is playing a major role in it. So I don't know. I mean, do you think that the fake belt really matters?
I guess not. No, it's true.
No.
And just quietly before we go, did I mention that Dynamite now is on Australian television as of next week?
I heard that Dynamite that they signed
and Rampage.
Yeah, that they signed some contract with. So yeah, there you go. Lucky you.
And guess what network they're on? ESPN2.
Why would I know any networks in Australia?
Well, it's ESPN. It's still American networks. I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, it's your ESPN there. It's like if you turn on ESPN2
AEW television
not going to be on.
No, I know that, but we have everything that ESPN2 in the States has on ESPN2 here. And we do have Australian-centric sort of shows too. The point is, though, it's on
Disney
ESPN.
loves AEW, confirmed.
Which means, as a matter of fact, you know what makes it significant, though, Jeff, before we go? It's actually on more cable systems than WWE.
Good.
Yeah, because
Good for
it's
everyone.
also on the Rival. It's actually on all sort of cable providers, whereas WWE is only on
Fox. Take it
Foxtel.
off the streaming services?
I don't know. That's a good question because I'm a subscriber, dude. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
That's a good question. It was very low key too, man. It just came up, for example, on my TV guide.
Listen,
Listen.
I hate to say this, and this is just a level above complete rank speculation. But all of these little TV deals and streaming deals that Tony's been signing quickly, I think, is to sort of have positive news after the embarrassment of Ring of Honor and no HBO Max streaming. And I have a feeling that these are all very poor deals. They're like a level above better than nothing, just because he wants to say that we're on, all 6 continents and in, 112 countries, or whatever it is. And, it sounds like it's a good network in Australia, but, in Europe and Asia, it's on BT Live. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, see, that's
or
not
the
even
Zone or whatever. It's something that you have.
No, that's stupid. You
have to get a streaming service too that you get.
No. This is actually on television for us, so
Right.
yeah, it's actually a good deal for sure. But ESPN2, I could have, why not at least ESPN? The actual, ESPN, not ESPN2.
Because ESPN's not that stupid. The president of ESPN Australia isn't that stupid.
I guess not. Well, it is Disney after all, and second of all, we do get them live, so we're gonna have Dynamite live and Rampage when it is live. So yeah, I don't know what that means for the streaming.
So it's gonna be, at 10 in the morning or whatever time it is?
No, 12 midday. It's always on. Like all the wrestling's on at 12. I don't know why I'm doing the Robotnik either, Jeff, but I am.
Either.
That's weird. But yeah, 12 midday is when all the wrestling starts for me, man.
Okay.
No matter what company.
Congratulations, you have one less excuse for being late to do shows now.
No, well, I'll watch them live anyway because I'm a subscriber to Fight TV. But I don't know what that does mean to Fight TV.
Audience,
maybe
if I was breaking kayfabe, I couldn't tell you how many times I'd say, "Why can't we do the show now?" I haven't watched it yet. LOL.
No, I've watched it. But anyway, so Becky Lynch wins by pinfall with a manhandle slam.
All right, people. I can't tell you how many
And that was
podcasts I do with people who haven't even watched the shows. They watch like YouTube clips, highlight clips, and shit like that. It's just ridiculous.
I know. I hate doing shows like that, dude.
This business,
Honestly,
which by the way isn't even a business. This is like if you want to lose money, you go into podcasting. But it's full of frauds. People don't even watch the products.
Yeah, that's not good when you do that. And I'll be honest, man. If I haven't watched it, I've done it sometimes, like very rare, but I don't like doing so. You know what I'm saying? I need to watch it to actually talk about it. Otherwise,
I've been pretty liberal with the fast forward in a lot of occasions.
That's different. At least you're seeing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
But
I every show I say I watch.
well, and as before we go, Homeboy 88 says, Jimmy, in Perth, Australia, Alexander the Great Volkanovski is fighting Islam Makhachev, fight of the year, possibly. But anyway, we should talk about that.
Geopolitical implications.
UFC, it's a UFC pay-per-view. Actually, this Saturday, I think, in Australia, in Perth. So yeah, it's a stacked card. Not that anyone cares. Anyway, Jeff, I think we should take it home. We've done nearly 2 hours of talking Raw for the Monday Night Machismo. Yeah.
My lovely Lasakari was on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I apologize for the cheesiness. But it's nice. And I'm still going slow for some reason, but it is what it is. Anyway, Jeff, tell them where they can find you, man.
Twitter, Icarus Fell MD. My other wrestling podcast that doesn't involve Jimmy T and the PWC and those cross-pollinated networks like HMG and Channel Attitude is Hammerlock Hangover, which I do with Steve Pena. That we drop it every 2 weeks unless there's a special event. So, so next week, in 1 week, we'll be recording before Elimination Chamber. My non-wrestling podcast, Garden of Doom and Garden Views. Garden of Doom, we talked about a little bit on the show, but it's things that go bump on the night, things that interest me, that are sort of esoteric in nature, things around the world, within the world, adjacent to the world, and beyond. And Garden Views is more topical, legal, and topical issues, but again, ones I think that has some mass interest. So check those shows out, and if you subscribe to Garden of Doom, you get Garden Views. But if you don't want both, you can go on the PWC network on pwcnetwork.podbean.com. You can like and subscribe, but you can also pick the shows individually. You don't need to subscribe. You can just pick and choose each one. But I like you to subscribe.
But yeah, we prefer you subscribe. But it's weird how people sometimes don't subscribe. But listen, whatever is easier for our listeners. Is that it, Jeff, or is there anything else you need to say?
Yeah, that's fine. That's more than enough.
Well, if you want to follow me, you can at DJ Mass Effects and also at the PWC Network. Please like and subscribe, like Jeff said, at the pwcnetwork.podbean.com. I don't need to explain any more than that because Jeff just did. Also, channelattitude.com, where you can find me now on 2 shows on a permanent basis. Not just Rampage Uncaged, but also now on the Smack Attack as your new co-host with John Enright. Yeah, absolutely. I'm the new co-host with John Enright.
That was big time.
On the Smack Attack. Channelattitude.com. $5. That's what I'm saying. And speaking of HMG, also please like and subscribe at HMG or Hamin Media Group.podbean.com for all our affiliate shows, including Jeff's. And I think that's about it. So, in saying that, I'm Jimmy T. That's the evil one, Dr. Jeff Lippman. And you've been listening and watching the PWC Monday Night Machismo. Oh, and also, subscribe to Podbean and use the PWC network just quietly. See yous.
See you, my friends.